Hello everyone and welcome to a new game music devlog where I'm documenting the journey of writing music for Halve. And today we have a very exciting announcement, which is that we are in the Steam Next Fest and our demo is live. You can play it now through the link in the description. If you do like it, please also leave a review of the game, letting us know what you think. Leaving a review really helps us in the Steam algorithm, which in the end helps us reach a bigger audience. So the last couple of weeks we've been spending a lot of time finalizing and polishing our demo. I wrote a couple of extra bits of music for some of the new cutscenes that we have and for the ending sequence. And in this video I want to take you into Unity and show you how the music is flowing through the demo, how we're handling the changes and how I'm keeping track of everything. In the last video I discussed a little bit how the music system works, but a quick recap. At the start of the game we hit one event that triggers the music, and then from there everything is handled by state changes. And state changes help me to create custom transitions, custom playlists for certain moments, so it gives me a lot of control over the nitty-gritty details of which piece of music needs to play when. Then when we get into Unity, and I have a game object called music where I have certain prefabs. When the character walks through one of these, I can trigger either an event or a state change, and these state changes determine which piece of music needs to play when. So here, for example, we have this gate that opens where you go into a cave. And in this cave, I wanted the music to fade out to silence. But before that, we have quite an active playlist going on. So what I did is I hit one of these trigger boxes exactly when we hit the room that opens the gate. And then the sound of the gate covers up the first transition from the playlist to the little transition segment that I'm using. And this piece of music then fades out into the cave where it is ultimately silent. Now, as I mentioned, we also added cutscenes to the game. Most of these cutscenes are very short, so we trigger them the same way as we trigger the next level section. So the cutscenes are triggered by something that's called a cinematic trigger, and our programmer has done it in such a way that I can hit a state when we enter the cinematic trigger, and I can hit a state when we are out of it. Finally, towards the end of the demo, things get way more intense, and this is where a cutscene transitions into a loopable part. I'm not going to spoil that right now, but for those of you who have seen the Writing Boss Music livestream, that's the section that hits here, although the music is quite different. I thought of something else that I ultimately like more and fit the game a little bit more than what I did in the livestream. I'm not throwing it away, I might still use it later, but that's just what happened for now. And for myself, to keep track of everything, I've made a Google Drive document where I have listed every part where I want something to change or where there's a cutscene. So it's just a list of these level sections. Then I determine which piece of music needs to play there, whether this is a playlist or a transition segment, and also which state I need to trigger for it to play. That one I used to figure out how the music flows in the demo and whether I had finished everything or still needed to tweak some things, yes or no. And the demo is live. You can play it with the link in the description. As I said, it would really help us if you leave us a review if you like the demo. It helps us in the algorithm and reach a bigger audience. Also consider joining our Discord. This week we're planning a lot of posts with behind the scene things and content. And if you have any specific questions about the music for Halve, do ask them in the comments. I'm planning on making another video towards the end of the week where I discuss some of these questions and also to kind of nicely close out the Next Fest. Thank you so much for watching, thank you for playing, I hope you like it. Also subscribe to Irelas's channel where you can follow the main development, join our Discord, wishlist Halve, and I hope to see you in the next one.